Just waiting to make sure everything's going. Looks like we are good to go. Alright, looks like everything is fixed. Sorry about that, y'all. I have no earthly idea what happened. Because normally I'll always go through my stuff prior to make sure everything's working fine. And lately, for some reason, either right before the stream starts or during mid-stream, something goes wrong lately. I personally think it's just probably my laptop. Nothing I can really do about that, unfortunately. But so we are here. We are in the final couple hours of our best K-pop group tournament, and it has been a fun one. Y'all really make these so much fun to do. They may or may not be joined by my cousin and my brother. They are currently both playing a game right now. They're playing a new game, Repo. So if they get a chance out of that, they may join us. We'll see. But in the meantime, at the very least, we will hang out. We are going to do some reactions to Big Bang and BLACKSWAN since they are our two finalists right now. But yeah, so right now I'm actually going to switch to give me a second here, and I'll show you where we're at on the voting for that. And it's going pretty much, I guess you could say, how I expected it to. In a way, I did expect Big Bang to pretty much win this. I mean, granted, you know, there's still plenty that can happen, you know, with time zones. Maybe people still haven't just gotten a chance to get to voting yet. But I will say this, I am really proud, you know, me being a Lumina, that BLACKSWAN has put up the biggest fight against Big Bang so far, which really, when you look at the ratio here, it really says everything you need to know about how Big Bang has basically been cruising through this tournament. The fact that this is the closest margin of victory that they would have if these numbers stay where they are. Because if I look at the bracket here, let me go ahead and expand that so you guys can see it a little better. So if you look at Big Bang's first match, you know, they won 94-6, and their next one was 74-26. So that was how they've been winning prior to. So the fact that right now, you know, it's 67-33, you know, I'll take that for my girls. I'll take that for my girls. I wouldn't say they've necessarily been coasting. In fact, I would say this ratio is pretty close to the ratio with the Red Velvet, because yeah, it was 69-31. So like I said, I'll take that, you know, especially considering, you know, BLACKSWAN is a smaller group, you know, and really, you know, just going against the juggernaut that is Big Bang. Like I said, the only thing that probably would have carried BLACKSWAN to victory is just based on how they performed on my channel. But Big Bang, even with the few reactions I've done, have performed better. And I think it's just because it's Big Bang, you know, so it's just a juggernaut. It's really a tough ask for anybody to go off and, you know, take that victory. So I'm really proud of BLACKSWAN for even putting on that much of a fight. But with that said, if these numbers hold true and Big Bang does hold on to win this, they're going to win a dedicated live stream, which if y'all caught my community post, I'm not going to be doing any more content after this for the rest of this month, just to kind of recharge my batteries, you know, and try to get a good schedule to where I can get decent amount of content out to you guys, but not completely wipe myself out of energy. Because, you know, I just noticed like how successful everything was, and I think I just bit off a little more than I could chew, and it's like I just really need to take a step back and figure out a good way to do this so I can still make sure you guys are getting a decent amount of content, but at the same time I'm not completely wearing myself out. You know, I forget how much work this is sometimes. You know, I just get a little overly ambitious. But all that being said, let me switch back over to my intermission screen. So basically the activities I got planned for tonight, because, you know, it's going to be kind of hard to kind of go through a couple hours. I plan on going till about midnight, but, you know, unfortunately, my body has to remind me that I'm not young anymore. I can only stay up so late anymore. So again, just me being a little overly ambitious probably, but like I said, we'll go as long as we can. I want to try to stay up to announce the winner on that, but we'll see if I make it. But either which way, definitely gonna do some reactions to both Big Bang and Black Swan. But I'm also gonna be doing some guess that song for some K-pop songs where I just have to try to guess the songs. Not something I figured out how to be able to get interactive with the audience yet, but we'll get there someday, I am sure. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually looking. That's interesting. See, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, because the last time I did a Big Bang live reaction was when I had the issues with the what's the word I'm looking for, with the stream getting blocked. So I'm trying very hard to figure out what should I do for Big Bang. Oh man, because I really kind of want to check out. That is kind of a long one. Alright, you know what? Here we go. I think I found a song. Just give me a second. I'm gonna wait for the ads to get done going here. Alright, and then let me get this saved on the proper list here. Alright, so the first song that we are going to look at today, or tonight I should say, is going to be Bae Bae by Big Bang. I know this is a song I've seen suggested. I have no idea what the pacing of the song's going to be like. As y'all know, like I said, really basically outside of Fantastic Baby, Bang Bang Bang, and whatever I saw from their Mama performance I did the live reaction to, I don't have a whole lot of Big Bang in my inventory yet, so a lot of this is going to be pretty much new. So let me go ahead and switch on over here. Alright, let's get that full screen. Alright, and for our first reaction of the night, we have the current leading contender, Big Bang, with Bae Bae. Alright, I just want to pause it real quick, because as I'm listening to the song, I'm just listening to that, I'm just like, wow, you know, for anybody that has not listened to K-pop and know any bit of the language, I'm just like, I don't know exactly what it's saying, because I've heard the word, I've heard people say it means I've heard people say it means you, but it's definitely not what they think it is. The word niga. It's ni ga, and I know exactly what everybody hears when they hear it. And I think I've heard enough K-pop, I've heard the word enough that I understand what they're saying with it. But I always find it funny when I hear it, and then it's like, you know, if this was somebody's first introduction to K-pop, they're probably like, what? You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know why I find that so funny. I will say this, they really take their videos to a whole other level that I'm used to seeing with K-pop groups. There's my man right there, T.O.P. I have some questions about that though. Hold on a second. Let me. Okay, actually, I think I just want to kind of get a good shot of that. Is he going for like a Joker vibe here? I mean, I know that's a little blurred right there, but I gotta say, I don't know what it is about T.O.P. I love what he does, like with his costumes and outfits. It's like he's always going for like a certain vibe. Like I remember when they were doing Fantastic Baby on the Mama Awards, like even though I wouldn't necessarily say it was a Michael Jackson type of outfit, you definitely saw some influence. I mean, with the shoes, the pants, the way he wore the pants with the white socks, the fedora. I mean, that felt like Michael Jackson all day. And now here we are, like straight up Joker. Which, yeah, it fits him. I think it fits him. I really love his vocals. And another thing I think I really love about the group is I think I love the contrasting styles, I guess you could say, of everybody. Like with the whole oops. Hold on, let me get that off the screen. That was not what I meant to do. But when I think of like the contrasting styles, like you listen to like T.O.P.'s rap. Oh, hey, how about I turn the timer off? I don't even know why I have that running. But oh, where was I going with that? I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, the contrasting styles. Like when you think of like T.O.P.'s rap and you compare it like with G-Dragon's rap, I love like how they're so contrasting, but yet it's a beautiful mix. And then just thinking about, I mean, just kind of look at the scene right here. I mean, I won't say it's like chaos or anything like that, but I mean, it's just it's a beautiful contrast on how everything just works and blends well together, to make like this beautiful work of art. I feel like that's the whole essence of Big Bang in a way, is it's just a blending of multiple styles to make this one beautiful work of art. And they do it so well. I mean, the raps, the vocals, the visuals. And the beautiful thing about this is you can tell they're having fun. I think that's the biggest thing that I really like about this, is they really look like they're having a good time. And that to me just means so much. I say that all the time when I talk about people with their live performances and all that. I look at, it's like, how are they reacting on the stage? How do they interact with the crowd and whatnot? And it's just amazing how much that does for me in terms of enjoyment of a group, enjoyment of a performance. Because, and honestly, when I say all this, that's part of the reason, like, when I talk about like the extended break I'm taking, that's part of the reason why I will take these breaks, is because of the fact that I know that if I'm feeling down in energy, or if I'm feeling like wiped out, that I know it's going to affect my performance on here. And that's why I'm saying, like, even though yes, I want to last till midnight, if I start to feel myself draining, I know I'm not gonna make it, then I'm obviously gonna cut the stream short, because I'm not gonna make y'all sit through me just trying to drag myself through a stream, you know. And I could be genuinely having a good time, but you know, if I'm just sitting here like really trying to force myself just to get the energy to go through, you're not gonna know that. Oh wait, excuse me. But yeah, all that to say, I think that's the stuff that I love the most when I watch Big Bang stuff, is because of the fact that I mean, they look like they're just having such a great time, and it just makes it so much more fun. And again, it's just like, sometimes it's like, you think, how do they work so well together? Like, sometimes it doesn't feel like it makes sense, but it does. It works, and you know what? I'm here for it. So, all that being said, let's go ahead. We're going to move to our next competitor, which, as y'all know by now, is my group, Black Swan. Talk about a journey with them. Honestly, I could do... Oh, Lord. And it's probably just because they are my favorite. They're probably the only K-pop group I've probably gone through their whole discography so far. Unless you count Ranya's stuff, then I haven't gone through that yet. But the song I'm going to react to, because it's like, how do you do a reaction when you watched everything of theirs? So I decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to react to, well, more or less, I'm just going to say we're going to watch along to the song that really made me a fan of theirs, because I'd reacted to 2 of their songs before I did this one. I'd reacted to Karma, and that was suggested to me when I was doing a Blackpink reaction, and that got me interested. Then I reacted to their song Tonight, which was a completely different lineup. I wasn't fully aware of their history yet, so it was kind of crazy. It was just like, stuff wasn't clicking in my head. But then this song, I didn't react to the music video. I actually reacted to the lyric video for this. But this song completely made me a fan of this group. And this made me, it's like, this is my group right here. This is the group I am rolling with. And the song is Cat and Mouse. And I don't even know where to begin to describe what it is about this song. But it's one of those songs that I feel like if you're ever in a down mood or a bad mood, just put this song on, and you know what? This will take you into such a dreamlike state. This song, I feel like, is so underrated even amongst the group, that, oh man, you know. And I always say, you know, it's like, yeah, they're with a smaller company, they don't have the funds for all the promotions, all that, but man, this song, I feel like if it was really promoted hardcore, I think could have been as big as Cupid by 50/50, because they even did an English version of this song too. But enough of that. Let me go ahead and get this video set up. Oops. All right, let's get there. All right, give me a second. I gotta do my normal playlist stuff before I get ready to go here. All right. Alrighty, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch on over. Alright, y'all. Let's go ahead and check out Black Swan, Cat and Mouse. Even the beginning of the song is just like, yo. This right here was such a pleasant surprise for me when I first heard it. I'll explain why in a second. Such a fun video here. So, the part that I was saying was such a pleasant surprise for me is because listening to Fatu sing, or Fatu sing, and have her sing in such a gentle manner. I know that she's sung, but I was always so used to hearing her with her hard raps. To hear her sing like that threw me off. When I saw that was her singing, I'm just like, I would not have guessed. If it wasn't for the fact that I was watching the lyric video and they showed that it was Fatu singing, I would not have guessed it at all. And, oh boy. Alright, let's go back a little bit. But another thing I got to point out, like when I think about this song I feel like is so suited for Gabby. I mean, it's not even fun. I can't help but wonder if they had Gabby in mind when they wrote this song. I feel like they had to have. Tell me that doesn't fit her. I mean, everything about this song, this video just screams Gabby. That vocal transition between the two was so smooth, too. There's Fatu again. There it is, y'all. I love what they did with the music video, too. But again, just that song right there was what really did me in and was like, you know what, this is the group I'm rolling with. And as I got to know the group more and everything, it's like, as I hear that, I'm just like, man, how do you, like, they really had to have had Gabby in mind with this song, because, I mean, everything from, like, the outfits, the style of the music video, the song itself, the choreography, I'm just like, that felt like that had Gabby written all over it, but it's just such a lovely song, and it's just amazing, it just, the space that it just kind of lifts you to, you know? Just, ugh. Like I said, it just kind of takes you to like a dreamlike state in a way. And I just absolutely love the song. Which it's weird for me to say, you know, because I know that after they came out with their recent album, Roll Up, I know for a minute, Roll Up actually did overtake Cat and Mouse as my favorite song for Black Swan, but Cat and Mouse came roaring back and retook that spot. And what's even crazy is when I think about that, though, is when I think about my all-time favorite K-pop songs, Cat and Mouse, even though it's my favorite for Black Swan, is actually my third favorite all time. Right now, I would say that the only two that are beating that song are Boom Baya by Blackpink, which is currently number 2, and then number 1, which I know my wife is gonna hate, is APT by Rosé and Bruno Mars. You just give me these 3 songs, and I could easily listen to them on even a 72-hour like continuous loop, and not worry about skipping past them, you know? And I could definitely attest to that Cat and Mouse, because I remember there was a time I literally had that on like a 5-hour play loop. So I know I can definitely listen to Cat and Mouse on a huge loop. But all that being said, we're going to take a small break, probably like 5 to 10 minutes or so. And then when we come back, we are going to do some Guess That Song K-pop version. Alrighty, y'all, we are back and we're getting ready. I should be pretty much ready to go for this guess this song. So basically the way we're doing it and probably how the rest of the stream is going to work, because like I said, there's probably not going to be a chance of me making it all the way till midnight, though we're probably going to get close to, I would say probably close to 11:15, but that's all good. So what we'll do is we'll do a few rounds of guess that song. We'll see how well I do. So basically it's just going to be multiple choice. I would prefer to probably try to have more than I'm doing 7 seconds worth of the song, but just obviously for copyright reasons I have to make sure I keep it kind of as short as I can, because I don't know what songs are going to be okay or not. So basically it's just going to be a multiple choice. Each round is going to go 10 options, and we'll see how well I'll do. So I'm going to switch over to my gaming screen so you can see that some more. So I know it looks kind of small on my screen from what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing it on the laptop. It may be bigger for you guys to see what the options are. So, all right, I think we are set. I got set for K-pop, multiple choice, 10 guesses, 7 seconds each. Let me make sure there's no more options. Oh, difficulty. Let's set, well, I know normal is default, but let's go ahead and do normal anyways. What's effect? Oh, ooh, that might actually be something fun to do with my brother and cousin at some point. Definitely not gonna try that myself. Answer. Oh, okay. Let's go. Just because I have a harder time distinguishing artists, let's go song title for that. Okay. Now we're set. All right, and let's start. Invalid playlist. What? Are you serious? See what I mean, y'all? As you can see, oh, granted, I have done so many of these. Okay, where is it? K-pop. Multiple choice. Answer will do song title. 10 rounds. 7 seconds each. Normal difficulty. All right. There we go. I'm about to add nothing on that one. Oh, I don't know this one. Huh. Oh, dang it. I was thinking that too, but I only had so much time. I'm about to say that one I knew. This has to be an OST. Well, that kind of gave it away, didn't it? I've heard plenty of bits of this one. I only had so much time. Ooh, this sounds like a really good song though. Ooh, I don't know about this one. I'm gonna go with Hair Down. That was my first instinct too. I'm gonna go with Shorty. Ooh, maybe this? Not too familiar with the NCT stuff, so I'm surprised I got that one right. Oh, okay. So how many Oh man, I didn't keep track of how many I got right. It just shows my points. All right, let me. Okay, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. 6 out of 10. I mean, for still being a relative like novice K-pop fan, I'm actually really good. I'm okay with this. I am okay with this result. I am quite okay with this result. Let's do this again. All right. Okay. Hold on a second. Start. There we go. All right, let's go K-pop again. Actually, let me see. Let's go. Okay, so they do have artists on here. See, I did see that they had some artists, and I was trying to look up Black Swan, but they gave me some real weird groups, so I can't do Black Swan and Big Bang probably. Let's just do regular K-pop again. We'll go multi-choice again. All right, we'll go song title again. We'll go 10 rounds again. 7 seconds each. And we'll go with normal again. All right, so the goal here is to beat my last score of 6 out of 10. I can take my eyes off of you. Ah, dang it. Off to a bad start. Eek. Dang, I'm over 2 so far. That is not a good start. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna beat it unless I go on a tear. Ooh, I'm gonna go breathe. Oh, that was my first. That was my initial feeling. Well, that kind of gave it away. Mamamoo is good at letting you know the exact name of their songs. Good lord, I am doing horrible this round. Alright, I'm glad I stuck with my initial feeling because I almost went against it. That was pretty obvious. Yo, hey. Okay, yeah, I did horrible that one. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I did like pretty much the exact reverse of what I did last round. You know what? No, I gotta redeem myself. I gotta redeem myself. No. Redeeming myself. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, boy. Alright. So go back to K-pop. Oh, hey, how about I use the right symbols in here? That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Alright, K-pop, multi-choice. 7 seconds each. Answer song title. 10 rounds. Normal difficulty. If I do horribly on this one, I'm switching to easy mode. Alright, let's do this. Speaking of easy mode, that was pretty easy. I guess they really felt bad for me. I'm off to a hot start right now. Ooh. First feeling. Okay. Alright, I feel the redemption's coming near. Oh, is this... I'm going with... Thank you, Bobby. His love for Twice really came through for me here. Oh, well, okay. Thank you. They really are making this easy on me this go around. Just because process of elimination on that one. I'm gonna go with that one. It could have been either or. Well, doesn't get much easier than that. Alright, redemption complete. Oh wow. Yeah, I went from going 4 out of 10 to 9 out of 10. You know, that is actually a group I've been meaning to listen to. Give me a quick second here. I'm gonna switch it. Let me switch to what would be a good song of theirs to start with? I won't do it this stream just because obviously we got a theme here, but I would. That is a group that I have been meaning to actually get. Which, all right. All right, there we go. Dude, there isn't much K-pop that I can really say isn't good for me. I've loved every bit that I've heard. And I know I don't even remember where I first heard of this group, but I know it's a group that I keep telling myself that I need to check out, so. Let me check out that group too. You know, now that I think about it, I don't know if I know too many 5th gen stuff. What's a good song that you would suggest for, is it Next? Or Next Z? Either which way, would be a good song that you would suggest for them? Next Z, okay. Okay. Well, I guess they're 5th gen. I guess I wouldn't imagine that, yeah, have too much. But then again, I don't know when technically 5th gen would start. So, since the first one that popped up is Simmer, I will draw Simmer as my introduction to them. Alright, awesome. Well, thank you for the suggestions. I'll definitely make sure to get to those at some point. But for now, actually, I wonder if Simmer is that pre-release you're talking about. If they're about that. Okay, okay. Well, there you go. You basically said it all for me. Thank you very much. Alright, so with that said, and with my redemption complete and the Guess That song, let's go ahead and get to my final two reactions before I close up this. Let me get to the videos here. Well, I know what I'm going to do for Black Swan. I think... Oh, actually, you know what? I know exactly what I'm going to do for Big Bang. There we go. Alright. Ooh. Okay. That's rather interesting. Okay. A global J-pop K-pop group. That's interesting. Especially since I'm starting to get into J-pop too with what was this? Sakurazaka 46, I think was the group that I started with. Dude, I've noticed that they've been really, like, K-pop has really been hitting hard on, like, global groups now lately, I've noticed. Which I have no issues with, I will say that. I mean, my favorite group is a global group with BLACKSWAN. You know, I mean, they have no Koreans, but still, they're the ones that really got me hardcore into K-pop. So, I really appreciate seeing so many global groups now. I always hope they do so well. And the funny thing is, I always hear that it's not even so much the Koreans that give them a problem, it's the international fans that apparently give the... Oh. Oh my goodness. Word, okay. Agreed. I totally agree with that. And I feel like it's mostly the international fans that give him so much shade, because basically from what I've seen, the Korean fans have really had no issues with him. Oh, I have heard, yeah, Vicha, wow, that group right there. I haven't heard anything from them in terms of any of their songs, but wow, the crap that I have heard about what's going on with that group is crazy. Man, what a mess that was. I can't even say what a mess that was. What a mess that is. Cat's Eye. Oh, man. I've been waiting for another one for them. Aren't they performing at Coachella? Nice. Oh, what? And Lollapalooza? Wow. Wow, looks like they're having a busy summer. Yeah, I think with me, I know I'm waiting for what am I thinking? I'm waiting for a comeback from BLACKSWAN. I saw Gabby change her hair color. They just performed Water Bomb in China today. They got a busy summer too. It's actually kind of funny. It's like all these groups, because I really love Cat's Eye. Looks like they got a lot going on. Blackpink's definitely got a lot going on with their tour coming up. Black Swan's got a small fan US tour going up. They got like 5 spots in the US they're doing. Yeah, dude, have you seen any of the clips of their performance from Water Bomb? Because they actually... Yeah, I'm about to say, Black Swan's Water Bomb performance, they actually debuted a new song called Hot. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for that song to drop. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that it's only fan stuff, but man, from what I heard, that sounds like it's going to be, pun completely intended, that's going to be hot. I mean, the choreography looks great. The song sounds great. I can't wait to see what they do for that one. That's going to be a good one. And Gabby with pink hair, I swear that fits. I knew it was only a matter of time before she went full on pink hair. I'm surprised it took her this long, to be honest. Oh, it's about time we had our... I can't really say about time. I know that there have been co-ed groups before, but... Oh, wow. Dang, so there's a lot come down the pipe. Ooh, that's going to be big. Oh, man. Looks like this is going to be a good year for K-pop fans. All right. No kidding, right? All right. All right, let's go ahead and get on with this. So, actually, before I go on, what I'm going to do, let me check my poll real quick. Let me see how we're doing in the votes right now. All right, so right now we're still looking at Big Bang over Black Swan, 67 to 33. Again, Big Bang is just a juggernaut, too hard to beat, I would imagine. But man, I will say this. I'm proud that Black Swan has put up the best fight against Big Bang so far. So, granted, I would like to expect that being the championship round. But I did hear about those open auditions, but you know, you never really know how long it's going to take. Okay, that ought to be interesting. That should be very interesting. And I think it's nice. Yeah, I mean, Big Bang, it's like, I was telling my wife earlier, I'm like, Big Bang, it's like Big Bang with BTS before BTS. And they have honestly really cruised through this tournament. Like, the first match they were in, they won 94 to 6. And then their second one was like, I think it was 74 to 26. You know, and to put it in perspective to really how crazy this tournament has been, Big Bang's first match was against Stray Kids, and they beat them 94 to 6. I was not expecting that. And then in the semifinals, they went against SHINee and beat them 74 to 26. So, like I said, the fact that Black Swan is putting up the toughest fight, but again, it's the championship match, so I would like to expect that to be Big Bang's toughest outing. And plus, Big Bang and Black Swan are actually the top 2 K-pop performers on my channel, so I kind of expected them to make it to the finals. But yeah, I honestly thought that Stray Kids and Big Bang, like, for me, like, if I was a voter, I would have voted for Stray Kids only because I know more of their music. And that's the only reason. But a 94 to 6 victory was crazy to me. And honestly, I even expected SHINee to put up a fight because SHINee... Actually, you know what? Here, let me switch to my bracket screen for you. Let me show you the brackets real quick before I get to my reactions here. So this is how the tournament has gone. So if you go on the left side, it's all the boy bands. So the play-in round was SHINee and EXO, with SHINee winning 72 to 28. And then SHINee went against ATEEZ and won 80 to 20. Yeah, I expected that to be a close one too, but no, again, this was a shocker of a tournament in terms of like the margins of victories. But yeah, ATEEZ lost to SHINee 80 to 20. But 50-50. See, and here's the thing, as much as I love Black Swan, in case you haven't known already, that's my group. But like, I told myself, I'm like, is it going to be more people voting for Black Swan or against 50-50? Because I always keep hearing so much negative talk about 50-50 that I was not expecting that. But honestly, Black Swan almost pulled off a clean sweep. Yeah, I mean, I know what's going on with 50/50. It's just like, and it's such a shame because they have such good songs that it's like, to me, it's just like, I just felt, it's a mess. Again, I blame it more on fans than anything, but I was not really expecting, like, I figured, like, with Cupid, like, as popular as Cupid was, I'm like, I don't know. It's like, for me, I'm like, that's gotta carry some weight with them. That's not a terrible idea, honestly. Not terrible. That's not terrible idea, honestly. But yeah, but honestly, it was just like literally a couple days before the voting of that round ended. Like Black Swan had 100% of the votes. And then like right at the last minute, it felt like a couple people came and voted for 50/50 and kept it from being a complete shutout. But I honestly, I still feel like probably the biggest one for me was Twice eliminating Blackpink in the first round. And I know, I mean, now that one, I literally calculated like how many votes they won by. Twice won by 1 vote. It was literally 1 vote that made the difference. I agree. And here's the thing. I felt like Blackpink's overall popularity and all the momentum they had because of all the solo stuff they've been doing, plus their tour coming up, I felt like was going to carry them. But at the same time, it's just like, I think I underestimated Twice, pretty much like what you said, like Twice's significance in 4th gen. You know, I think I really underestimated it. Boombayah is actually my number 2 favorite all-time K-pop song. But, yeah, I think I underestimated Twice here. But then Twice getting eliminated by Red Velvet really shocked me. Because I thought, like, because I was thinking, you know, with the strategy, like, I thought that comeback was going to carry them, you know, at the very least to the semifinals against Black Swan. But again, I think it was just, I just underestimated Red Velvet on there. And then here comes Black Swan. They go off and beat Red Velvet 69-31, which I definitely did not see coming. But again, you know, if I just look at how Black Swan has performed on my channel, you know, I guess it would kind of make sense. Dude, Red Velvet's got so many good songs. Like, I remember when I had to do a reaction to them last week, which unfortunately I wasn't able to show because my mic went dead on my last live stream, so I wasn't able to put on my replay. But like, it was just like, how do you choose a song to react to them? They got so many good songs, and I love their variety, like the variety of their sound too. It's just so amazing. It's kind of like the same thing with Twice. They have such a variety with their sound. I know, right? That too is something else. I think one of the things that really drew me to them, like, I reacted to Cat and Mouse earlier. I can't really say I reacted to Cat and Mouse earlier. It was just more of a, I watched it live with everybody. But that was the song that really got me in, like, yo, that's the group I'm rolling with right there. And it's just hard to describe, you know, it's just, you know, before it was kind of Blackpink, but then I heard Cat and Mouse, and it's just like, okay, no, this is it. But if you ever watch, look for a YouTuber, I think they're called Black Swan 101. Oh, well. You met your first one probably then. But, no, I know one of the things that really, really got me on them is watching some of their lives, like their Instagram lives or their TikTok lives, and watching them like interact with each other and everything. It's just like they feel so relatable. In fact, Gabby, like, I don't necessarily have a bias in the group, but if I was, I would probably say it was Gabby, because Gabby reminds me so much of my daughter. It is crazy. Sometimes I see how Gabby interacts with the members. I'm just like, oh my goodness, I can see my daughter doing that so much. But I mean, and their story is so crazy. I mean, you look at their whole history, and it just, honestly, it just makes me root so much. I don't know if you have Apple TV, but if you do, look up the miniseries K-pop Idols. They talked about a lot of the story about Black Swan, pretty much up to their Karma era. And that really tells you a lot of really all the crap that they kind of really went through. It is crazy. It would take me way too long to even comprehensively go into their history, because it goes back even to the group Rania. So I'm not even going to try. But wow. Yeah, so that being said, what we're going to do now, let's go ahead and get these reactions out of the way, because we're actually getting pretty close to the end here. So let's get out of that. We've seen the bracket. So right now we're going to get into Big Bang, and let's check out their song Sober. Oh, let me unmute this first. Yeah, well, I mean, she really wanted to be a K-pop idol, so... And honestly, I'm really... Fatu's story is even crazy in and of itself. She really had to go through a lot, too, especially with the changes in the group and everything. That's something I'll definitely get into a little later. But, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's check out Sober by Big Bang. Yo. Yo. Alright, you know what? Alright, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, actually, that's part of the situation with the whole Black Swan lineup. But going to the song, yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Daesung, I love his vocals. That dude is amazing. I mean, he had me hooked on Fantastic Baby with his vocals on Fantastic Baby. And I'm not gonna lie, he may be hitting close to being one of my favorite male vocalists. Right now, I would probably give it to Jin of BTS, but Daesung is really hitting it close. But I'm a little nervous about this song, and I'm going to explain why I'm nervous about this song. Because when I was reacting to their Mama performance, I already forgot the name of the song that G-Dragon was doing. But it was such a happy, upbeat song. And I remember somebody in the chat was telling me that if I actually look at the lyrics, that they definitely don't match that. So I'm feeling myself, like, really feeling so happy and upbeat. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Should I be feeling happy and upbeat? Because I feel like it's a trick. I think it was 2015. You know what? Let me check that real quick for you. I believe it was 2015. Where's my lives? Here we go. Oh, 2013. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2013 Mama Awards was the one I was reacting to. Actually, you know what? Since I'm here, I can look at the song because I got the song listed in my description. Come on, where is it? Yeah, G-Dragon. The song was crooked. But yeah, it had such like a strong like summer happy-go-lucky vibe, and then people were telling me it's just like, yo, the lyrics are not what they sound. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous with this song. And I know exactly what you mean. I felt the same way when I actually saw the lyrics for Russian Roulette. It was a while ago, but I was just like, that doesn't... If I would have read the lyrics before listening to the song, there's no way you would have convinced me that that was the same song. Absolutely no way. And I'm almost afraid that I'm getting the same treatment with this song. But you know what? I will still vibe to this. I don't care. Telling you, man, Dae's song. And then there's T.O.P. doing his thing. You know what's funny? What's funny is that the more I watch Big Bang music videos, the more I see T.O.P. and the more I'm like, there's no way you can't tell me that they did not take T.O.P.'s like personality and try to make that Thanos in Squid Game. Like, I'm looking at T.O.P. in these music videos and I'm seeing Thanos. I'm just like, wow, they had to have written that character for him. Dude, Daesung was not playing with those vocals. I tell you what. And honestly, I gotta even give Taeyong some love too. As much as I love Daesung, it's just like, wow. I mean, actually everybody. Like, I know with G-Dragon, I talk about his rap a lot, but he's got some really good vocals too. You know, it's like everybody is so just... And that's just why Big Bang is such a juggernaut. Right. And see, and the thing is, and it's like, I've talked about those four, but I always forget the fifth one. God Lord, what's his name? I know it started with an S. Singuri, I think. But yeah, it's just, everybody meshes so well. It's just like, okay, there's obviously something I don't know about this group. You gotta understand, I am new to the group. I don't know the history. I don't know the beefs. I don't know anybody. I don't know anything that anybody may have done. So, yeah. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Which is actually a shame, because I really liked his vocals too. I saw in 2013 Mama, he had a solo spot that I thought was really good, but yeah, no one gave me a heads up on that. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do some research after this, but that said, let's continue. I'm not gonna lie, I can't help but wonder if he actually did those drums, because he was really on point with a lot of that stuff. Let me read this so I don't miss any of that. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of figured that that's what it would have had to do with. Kind of figured. Unfortunately, usually when anybody really kind of wants to, I'm not gonna say erase somebody from like a group's history or anything like that, but when they like the way you were talking about them, I'm like it had to have had something to do with that. That's the only reason I could think of that anyone would be like that hardcore excommunicated. Oh! Okay, yeah, no, we're going back to the song. We're gonna get back into good vibes on this one. Dude, he's working those drums like he actually knows how to play them. I would not be surprised if he is doing that. Ah, well, once again, we hit the disappointing part of the song, and that's honestly whenever we hit the end. No, he hasn't. He has not. I mean, you look at T.O.P. like from Squid Games, and even look back at this, it's like he's just so easy to spot. He does not look like he aged a bit. But before I do anything, I need to save this song to two particular playlists. I need to save that to that playlist. So I remember to add this to my description, and I'm adding this to my K-pop listen list because that song was amazing. Everybody ate on that one. I'm talking like, ugh. Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, just, and this is the one thing that always drives me nuts, and that's why, I think fanships sometimes are crazy in the wars they will manufacture. Like, you look at, like, the back and forth that I've seen between, like, VIPs and ARMY, I'm just like, yo, there's no reason for that. There's nothing wrong with saying that Big Bang paved the way for groups like BTS. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. There's so many different groups you hear in this. Like, you hear some Blackpink, you hear BTS. Just so many groups. There's so many different groups that you can easily see were influenced by Big Bang. And that's why I don't understand why fanships take such issue with pointing that out. There is no issue with that. Even BTS themselves have talked about how Big Bang has influenced them. It's fanships, I tell you, are just crazy sometimes. But you know what they say, fan is just short for fanatic. But yeah, I mean, you listen to Big Bang and you can just hear so many different groups that personally, I see no reason why any fan groups have any reason to beef. Like, I kind of wish I could see more collaborations. Like, exactly, that's the whole point. Like, the only reason I would see for any groups to really beef is if the groups themselves, I'm not going to even say if the groups themselves are beefing, because I've never seen any issues where the groups themselves like have any beef with each other. usually anytime you see them collaborating or getting together, it's always very respectful. You know, they seem to like each other. So it's like, why do the fans have to manufacture these wars? You know, it's like, I completely understand. Oh, okay, so I did kind of forget about that situation. Again, as I say, I am still really a novice in terms of the whole world of K-pop, you know, but, you know, I do forget about that whole situation. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. It's interesting. So, oh man. Yeah, like you said, it's interesting. That's a very good word for it. Right? I know exactly what you mean. But sometimes that kind of really makes you wonder, just, you know, just that world, you know. Well, and that's the thing, you know, like you know, like Illit songs that they've had. I've loved what I've heard from them. Would not surprise me at all, to be honest. Would not surprise me at all. I can't, you know, I can't argue that. I cannot argue that. All right, let me turn that out because I really got nothing going on my Discord. That's actually another group that I'm probably gonna try to start listening to more. I really gotta start getting the more recent artists. You already gave me a couple of good starter points, but I don't know. I feel like K-pop is really in a good spot now, and I think now that I feel like they're gonna start getting more global, like I feel like that's really gonna help it. I feel like that they're starting to get a little more accepted now. So, and honestly, I hope that's the case because that gives me really hope for BLACKSWAN making it big. Because, I mean, honestly, some of the songs they have, I'm just like, man, if only they could just have gotten more promotions, they could have been really big. Yeah, Zero Base 1 is definitely one that I plan on checking out. Kickflip, I actually think I do have a song of theirs in my watch queue. Because that does sound very familiar. Yeah, I very vaguely heard something, and I don't even know what it is. I just remember I was seeing a TikTok, and someone was saying something about Fatu was saying something about Kiss of Life, and I'm like, and for the life of me, I can't find anything about what's going on. What is going on with Kiss of... Actually, maybe I don't want to know what's going on with Kiss of Life, because I'm just looking at the time, and we still got one more reaction to do, so I don't know if we're gonna have to. Okay, you made it quick, so it's okay. Ooh, that might actually explain a lot of what I've been seeing on her X rants too, because I've been seeing Fatu go on some rants on X. That might explain some of that. Ooh. Another reason why I love BLACKSWAN so much. Fatu especially. She'll go on and she will go off and she does not give a care in the world. She is for real. She's as real can get. Oh, and I love her for it. But yeah, after this stream, I'm going to look more into that. Ooh, yep, that explains it completely. That fits. That fits. So that's why she went on that rant on X. Wow. And we know Fatu don't play. Fatu don't play with that. One other thing, if you ever watch Black Swan's lives, no. So they know better. They know better. That's a damn shame. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, if you ever want to check out some of Black Swan's lives, Black Swan 101 is a really good channel to check out. They record some of their group lives on there, but man, it is crazy some of the stuff you'll see on there. No kidding, right? It's like the one person you would expect to not really know any better was the one that seems to know. Like, wait a minute, something's not right here. That's crazy. Alright, well, you know what? With all that being said, we're going to change the vibes on this. We're going to change the vibes on this, because you know what? We're going to roll up. And we were gonna Oh, hey, how nice! I did not know that they give me notifications like that. 100 messages today. How nice! And I think they're all from you too, homie. So thank you. That's actually kind of crazy. The way the stream was going, I thought I was going to be ending around 11 o'clock. We might actually make it till midnight. Well, who am I kidding? No, we're not. That is awesome. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for giving me that milestone. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to... look into this whole Kiss of Life thing, but you know what, like I said, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna switch the vibe, we're gonna get into some better feelings here. Now before I know Cat's Eye, I know Cat's Eye very well. Ooh, it's not actually, you know what, before I go into this, that is another group. Thank you so much for bringing that group up, because that was another. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because I kept telling myself, like, I knew there was like another Is group, you know, because for some reason every time I always think of like Is One, but I'm like, no, that's not. And like, and then you just brought that up, and I needed to add one of their songs to my queue before I forgot. So thank you so much for that. Triple S. Alright. Nope. I want to add it to watch later. Thank you. Jeez. 24 members. Oh my. That's going to be an interesting watch. 24 members. Wow. Alrighty. Alright. So, with all that said... Oh, okay. That makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead and switch on over. Alright. So we are ready to get into our last reaction of the night. And I figure we already reacted to my favorite Black Swan song. Let's go ahead and go into my second favorite of theirs, which happens to be their most recent one, Roll Up. I really love what they did with this video. I know, right? They did not come to play with this comeback. Them in those red dresses, good lord. Yeah, I know. Everything about this, they really went hard on this comeback. And I will say this. I was really proud of the Maknae line with this lineup too, because Gabby in particular, because this song is so opposite of what I'm used to seeing with Gabby, and yet she really pulled it off so well. Just that attitude that was needed for this song. And Fatu with the blue hair, again, that was just like, it's amazing how well it's just, ugh. But I mean, everybody really brought their A game on this one. But then this part coming up, if you have not seen this, which it doesn't look like you've seen this video, this part coming up, holy cow. Just, you may need to strap yourself in for this one, because it doesn't get any easier to deal with from here on out. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I hate pausing so soon after that, but that pre-chorus right there, I want to replay that, because that right there, and there is a very specific reason why it hits me so much. It's because it's Shreya, the Maknae, singing that. And the impression I'm getting, because it's like you said, rap and then right after the vocals, but listen to how she is delivering those vocals. Keep in mind that she's the Maknae of the group, but at the same time, she is like, the vibe I'm getting when she delivers those vocals, and normally I try to censor myself when I talk about, analysis, but I don't think there's any way I can do it, so I'm just going to say it. The vibe I'm getting when Shreya is delivering those vocals is like, I may be the Maknae, but I'm still that bitch, and you can't fuck with me. I mean, that freaking delivery. But everybody delivered on this one. And that's not even my favorite part of the song. My favorite part of the song is coming up in a few seconds here. The bridge. Right here. Right here. That visual, my goodness. I told you, they did not come to play. When that dropped, it took everything in me to not watch this, because I actually did a live reaction to their whole EP. And that whole EP was amazing. It was one of those things where I hated to try to rank the songs on the EP, because it's one of those things where it's like when you rank a song last, it's obviously means it's the worst. But to me, if I was gonna go on a scale of like 1 to 10 for each song, I would say the worst song on that was still like a 9.6, maybe a 9.5. So very high mark. That was an amazing EP, but yo, they did not come to play with this comeback. And that's why, like, when I saw what they did with their Water Bomb, yeah, that's the title track. And they went to town. In fact, what's even amazing is there's a song on that album, La Boom, that it's everybody else's favorite. It's Envy, Gabby, and Tria. It's their favorite songs on there. Fatu wrote that song, and she's not even on the song. She wrote that for those three, and it's just the three doing their vocals on that one. But that song is it gives such like a spring, like summer vibe and everything, but it's like, you know what? No matter what you're looking for, you'll find what you want in that EP. I think she is... Yeah, Fatu is really stepping up a lot in different roles. I don't know if she's necessarily a producer. I think she's in charge of like their social media or something like that, in terms of like what they do for like their social media content. I think she's in charge of that. I could be wrong, but oh wait, you might be. I don't know, but I mean, Fatu is really getting her hands on a lot of things, and even Sharia. Like Fatu is actually appointed Shria. It's kind of like a co-leader in a way. So that really tells you really where everybody is as a group. I mean, they're so impressive. Yeah, no kidding. She'll be the first to tell you she's Senegalese, Belgian. No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, no, they went crazy with Roll Up, and I can only imagine what their next comeback is gonna be, because based off what I heard, and the thing is, I don't even know if Hot is gonna be the title track, because I remember last year's Water Bomb when they're in Dubai, no, she was born in Senegal and then moved to Belgium. The right continent, though. They're on the right continent, at least. Just wrong country. But, yeah, but last year's Water Bomb in Dubai, they debuted the song Double Down, and that's on the Roll Up EP, too. So, I know they debuted their new song Hot at this year's Water Bomb. So that may not be the title track, but I will say this. If that's not the title track, ooh. If Hot is not the title track, I don't know if we're going to be ready for what their title track is going to be. Oh, you know, I did not know he wasn't? Where was Felix from? I did not realize that he... Honestly, I should have guessed. That's right! Oh, I completely forgot about that. I remember it threw me off when I learned that Rosé from Blackpink was Australian too. Actually, isn't she? I think she's half Korean, but I think she lived in Australia. Man, I can't believe I forgot that he was from Australia. I'm not gonna lie, that actually kind of upsets me that I forgot about that. Alright. Oh, I need to save this to my live reaction links too. Alright. Give me a second here. I just gotta get to a certain spot here. Alright, so I see we got a couple more votes in, but now it looks like oh, that's cool. Yeah, that is actually nice that they do that. Makes a lot of sense, that's for sure. Alright, give me a second here. Give me a second, I'm just getting ready to switch screens real quick. Alright, let's go to this screen here. Alright, so right now we are at 10 minutes left for the tournament. And this is where the current standing is. Again, Big Bang, I think it's just too big of a juggernaut to take down. You know, but you know what? Give Black Swan props. They put up a fight. And considering, I mean, you saw the video. You can understand why I myself am like, you know, I just, because alright, imagine if a group like Twice or even Cat's Eye performed Roll Up the exact same way Black Swan did. Imagine how big that song would have been. You can't tell me if one of those groups did that same song the exact same way that wouldn't have been one of the biggest K-pop hits ever. That's why I'm saying it's like, and that I think that's the thing where, as a Black Swan fan, yeah, Lumina as we're called, that is always hard to see. Is you see the quality of the work. It's just they just don't have the machine behind them to really push it as big as it could be. But oh my goodness, that song, that whole EP, you definitely need to give it a listen if you have not yet. Honestly, I would love to see Cat's Eye and Black Swan do a collaboration, because I know lots of them like follow each other, especially Laura and Shreya. Like, actually, there's actually a live, I think I don't know who posted it. They posted it in like 3 parts, but Shreya did an Instagram live and she actually had Laura on with her. And Laura was talking about how much of an inspiration that Shreya was to her, because Shreya was the first Indian K-pop idol, you know. And then you also even got to think about Laura's sister, Rhea. So yeah, but could you imagine the collaboration though? That would be such a cool collab to see. And honestly, another collaboration I would love to see, because I saw them together on, I think it was a Weekly Idol variety show with Black Swan, is Zodiac. But that would be a fun collaboration because they had really good chemistry when they were together on that show. So to see an actual professional collaboration between Black Swan and Zodiac, that would be really fun, I think. But yeah, to go with what you were saying earlier, I felt Big Bang was going to win this tournament too. Again, it's just too big of a juggernaut to go up against. But, you know, Black Swan put up the best fight out of everybody. So, hey, if you can say you put up a better fight than Stray Kids, that's got to be a huge victory in itself, right? Oh, totally. I feel like they would. Easy. I have no doubts whatsoever. Dude, I tell you, every time I've done one of these fan vote tournaments, there's always been one round that is just like, how? Like, you know what? Let me see if I still have it on here. I'm going to switch to my intermission screen. If I can find it, I'll see if I still have it. But a few years ago, I did a tournament on the best guitarist. And would you believe me if I told you that the finals of that tournament was Prince versus BB King? I was very pleasantly surprised with that one. Yeah, for guitar players, BB King made it to the finals against Prince. And in fact, I think BB King was in the same side as Eddie Van Halen. Just to put that in perspective. I'm trying to see if I still have the polls up right now, because it was a couple of years ago, so I may not have. Okay, so this tournament was 2023. Alright, so let's look at image. I feel like I would have shared the image of the brackets for that, because I'm trying to find the bracket for that guitar. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to see if I save the bracket for that. But I had to check the polls to see how long ago it was. Okay, so 2023. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So I'm trying very hard. Alright, I'm trying very hard to see if I can magnify this. Doesn't look like I can. Oh, there we go. Alright, so it's not very clear on here. So this is BB King's route to the championship. Yo, you're right. We did. Thank you very much. I owe that all to you, my man. Owe you. I would not have made it without you. So BB King's route to the championship. He beat out George Harrison. And then he beat Jimmy Page. I thought that's where BB King was going to get eliminated. But he actually beat out Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin. And then BB King went out to beat Brian May from Queen. Which actually, that was a shock right there. Brian May eliminated Van Halen. So that's why I'm saying, these fan vote tournaments, it's crazy. You never know how they're going to go. But yeah, it turned out to be BB King versus Prince in the finals. So, you know, I look back at how, you know, this tournament went with honestly, I think Carlos Santana was one of the closest battles we had. I think it was him and Stevie Ray Vaughan. That was a close one. And actually, speaking of Carlos Santana, he actually came out with a new album, and he does a cover of Michael Jackson's "Stranger in Moscow" on there. And I heard him do a performance of that. Sounds fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Does an amazing job with it. But yeah, so here we are. We're 2 minutes to midnight. Let me refresh this page. Yep, it looks like that's gonna be the final score right there. So it looks like our and you know what? Speaking of Michael, a lot of people actually forget that Carlos actually did a song with Michael Jackson. On Michael Jackson's Invincible album, the song Whatever Happens, he does a guitar solo on that song. A lot of people forget that. Alright, so I see we got a few viewers here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, we're hitting the final minute here, and I think it is safe to say, let me do one more refresh. It is. You kind of need to, especially depending on how they play. Alright, I'm just keeping a look at the clock here, which I kind of had a countdown for the seconds here, but like I said, it looks like we can officially declare Big Bang the winner of our Best K-Pop Group Fan Vote Tournament. But you know what? I'm going to give BLACKSWAN their flowers. They put up a hell of a fight. No, I didn't easy. I expected ATEEZ and EXO to be a very close battle. I was not expecting that to... Really, all the losses that were easy losses, I did not expect to be easy. Alright, it is midnight. That does it. Let me, Let me get to my right folder here. Alright, and that's it. Winner is Big Bang. Congratulations, Big Bang. Y'all did your thing. Like I said, you pretty much walked through that tournament. This was the hardest battle for you, but still relatively easy though. 67-33. You know what? I give BLACKSWAN some props. They put up a fight. They put up the biggest fight against them. Wow. I'm telling you, man, these tournaments are crazy. You know, yeah, it all comes down to who comes to vote, but you know, again, you just never know how these gonna go. I'm not gonna say I expected 50-50 to lose the way they did, but just because of everything that's been going on, I did expect that to, you know. Oh yeah, I actually got a few 50-50 songs on my already playlist that I listened to. I mean, they sound great. I love 50-50. You know, I hate everything that's going on with them, but, you know, as a group, I love them. Love them. They sound great. You know, and I feel really bad for everything that's going on. I really feel like it's kind of hurt them. You know, I've seen so many people, like, when they had their recent comeback, you know, it's just, you know, so many people were wanting to boycott them. I'm just like, why? Yeah, that whole situation is just a freaking mess. You know. But like I said, I love the group though, so if they come out with music, I'm gonna listen to it. And probably enjoy it, to be honest. But yeah, Stray Kids. I honestly, if I had to pick the biggest shocker, it's the Stray Kids loss, and it's not the fact that they lost, because I think I fully expected them to lose the Big Bang, but I was not expecting them to lose 94-6. And I'm sure, and I think that's probably where a lot of people are with that. And I totally get it. I totally get it. You know, I'm the type where I'm like, you know, if you can't get behind the group now because of that, it's like, I totally understand. But to try to really sabotage them, I'm like, I'm not for that. Because you got people, you know, that's their dream. It's like, don't mess with their dream just because, you know, yeah, you get what I'm saying. I expect that to be a close battle. I mean, yeah, Big Bang, I know, but I mean, honestly, it couldn't get more than 6% of the vote. That threw me off so bad. That threw me off so bad. I had no idea what to even. I don't even think I really had anything I could have said on that. That was crazy. And even AT should have even been closer to SHINee. I would have voted for SHINee anyways, but if you were going to tell me that SHINee was going to win 80-20 over ATs, I'm like, I would have predicted that one to be closer to 60-40. At worst, 70-30. I think that's the whole thing with 50-50. I think when you really peel it back and just look at where everybody's at, it's kind of like, you know, you can't really get on them for it, you know? It's like, when you really understand, but I mean, it's just such a messed up situation that in a way, it's like, I try very hard to try not to pick a side, because it's hard to really pick a side that's right. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it isn't, but it's like, it isn't, but it is. It's very complicated. I know, and that's such a dreadful choice for anybody to have to be forced to make. Because we really don't know, you know, as far as we know, she could have, her family could really be relying on her for that income. So yeah, it's like, you don't want to betray your friends, but at the same time, if you got people that are relying on you for that income, you can't let them down either. You know, it's just brutal. And I feel so much for any idol, not even just, you know, music, you know, actors too. I mean, look at how many cases when you hear of someone, you know, passing away, you find out it's self-inflicted. And that's whether it's music, acting, whatever. It's just, the pressures are so much. I feel so much for them. I feel so horrible, you know? And sadly enough, that's what actually got me introduced to SHINee, you know? Because I think about SHINee, Junghyun, I think his name was, you know, the fifth member of that group who, you know, committed suicide as well. You know, it's just, you just think about the pressures, and it just feels like so many are just self-inflicted. It's just, Did I miss Sully? Wait, she passed? No. Where have I been? No. Well, let me. I had no idea. Whoa, and this was in 2019. I had no idea. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's a shame. And FX has one of my favorite songs too, Hot Summer. Yo, that song is a vibe. Oh wow, dude, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to listen to that song the same now. Wow, that's so sad. I had no idea. Dude, Hot Summer, it's really, that song just starts hot. Pun intended. Yeah, when I was looking her up, I saw something about cyberbully on there. That's a shame. Wow. Those are always the ones, though, aren't they? It's always the ones, you know. I mean, look at Robin Williams, you know. They're always one, but that's the whole thing. It's just people on the internet, they don't care, don't know, don't want to know really the impact we have on them. That's such a shame. Alright, well, I hate to end the stream on such a sad note, but maybe that's not a bad thing, you know, to help bring some awareness, you know, to really the struggles that some of these idols go through, you know. They really put their all in this, you know, and they do everything for the fans, you know, and, you know, just as decent human beings, you know, we just need to be better for them. But all that being said, yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. Big Bang wins the championship. Black Swan put up a good fight, but you know, it does. You know, as we've learned, you know, you never know how these votes are gonna go. So we'll definitely do one of these again, hopefully sooner rather than later. But and I do agree with you. You know, it's you know, it's always sad when, you know, groups know more, but at the same time, you know, you kind of have to rejoice with what you got from them. You know, we got some good stuff from them, so at least we got that to go off. So at least we got that, so. But yeah, so definitely, we'll see about that one. I know that two of them, Wendy was one of them, but I know two of them, their contracts are up, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on Red Velvet. I don't feel like we'll see the end of Red Velvet, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, but as much as I hate to try to cut everybody off and, you know, just end it, you know, we made it to midnight. I am so glad to have made it. I really owe that to you, Frowell. I hope that's how I pronounce your name. I know that's a 1 in there, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be like an L. So we'll have to wait and see, but definitely owe making it to midnight to you. I didn't think I was gonna... Did not think I was gonna make... Yeah, you're definitely a real one. I'll give you that one.
Follow me and you're in good company.
Thanks for the follow, my man. Broby. Okay. Broby. Okay, so not Frobo, Broby. Okay, no worries, no worries. Awesome. Thank you so much for the follow. So, I don't know if you're here before. Normally, I was gonna have some more streams, but I'm actually taking the rest of the month off to kind of recharge my batteries because I really went crazy over the past month, so I need to recharge and come up with a better schedule. But Oh, that's a bummer. But I know next month. Yeah, next month I know that we're gonna get a Big Bang live stream, so that's completely dedicated to Big Bang. At some point, I'll probably get with my brother and we'll probably do a K-pop live stream where we'll just do some K-pop stuff. But May 3rd is probably going to be the next time I go live. And that one is just going to be a hangout live stream, and we're just going to be doing whatever on that one. That's going to be like a birthday celebration, and we're just going to be doing whatever. So we'll probably be doing reactions, maybe some gaming, or just whatever. Like I said, it's going to be whatever. So definitely keep an eye out. So yeah, well, isn't their comeback supposed to be in June? I thought it was June. Or is that when their tour starts? I'll have to double check on that. But I know Blackpink's coming in strong this summer, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way, they're going to be busy, so. But yeah, May 3rd, we're going to be hitting. That's definitely going to be one of the biggest streams I ever do. I have no idea how I'm going to handle editing that one, because there's no telling how long that's going to be. That could be as short as 2 hours, could be as long as 8 hours, maybe even more. Like I said, we'll have to wait and see. But either way, Broby, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for carrying me this stream, because honestly, when I really think about it, all of my good streams are really carried by the people who chat along. So you just happen to be the one that carried this stream, so thank you for that. Thank you for stopping by, thank you for following, and definitely thanks for all the suggestions you gave. Look forward to seeing you later, and anybody else that's catching this now that's lurking, or if you catch the replay here, I'll catch y'all down the road.